Hello and good evening, everybody. On this lovely Sunday evening, I am back from holiday and I am taking over from the lovely Sprightly today, as he is away for the week. He covered me on Monday, I'm covering him on Sunday, and we are here at the GTMR Open Series Championship, round 5 at Silverstone. The race itself is a night race, but I think I think the qualifying is in the day, but the race itself will be at night time. Well, I've been promised that anyway, unless it goes from light to dark, I don't know. But yeah, we're just riding here with Attended Genie, as he just has a little wobble, coming out of that complex there. But yeah, this is round 5 of 10, so we're almost at the halfway point. I think at the minute Juvalainen is heading up the championship. He is out there as well today. We've got you got quite a few decent level drivers out there, so I think we're going to see a little bit of a battle at the front. In regards to qualifying times, I fully expect to see a high 57 as the pole time. Definitely a low 58. But I think we will probably just creep into the 57s. It's good to be back. Like I said, I have been away for a while on holiday, so I am back now, guys. I'll also be hosting a championship race tomorrow. Yeah, but today we are with the GTMR Open Series Championship, and like I said, this is hosted, well, in cooperation with XCL. Yeah, I was just here riding with Attended Genie as his first flying lap. It's 15 minutes of qualifying, and then we have a 45-minute race with a 15-minute pit window in the middle of it. All the drivers will have a mandatory stop time of 25 seconds. If they choose to change their tyres and things, it may go over the 25 seconds. Well, it definitely will, sorry, if they're changing their tyres. Yeah, in regards to the race itself, should be quite a good one, because it's going to provide a lot of complex strategies as well, because obviously anyone that gets into a bit of a tussle in the first couple laps and maybe picks up a bit of damage, yes, they can pit early doors, but it isn't going to count towards their mandatory stop. So be prepared to see a lot of different strategy calls. There'll be a lot of guys pitting at the start of the window, some of the guys pitting at the end of the window, so some people will change tyres, some people won't. So yeah, be prepared for it to all be muddled up, and there might be some sort of epic showdown at the finish line, which I'm looking forward to as well. The Estonia's Real is in the chat saying, giving you the ad revenue as always. Yeah, always appreciative of anyone that watches the ads. It all goes towards the stream income. Obviously every single penny we make goes into into the investment in the stream. So welcome to the stream, Estonia. Anyone else that's in the chat, watching the stream today, feel free to say hello. Although most of the people watching are probably racing as well. Attended Genie normally is watching these races, as he's out there setting his first flying lap. Let's see if he actually managed to keep it on the track. He's come around the last couple of corners now. Let's see if he can set a benchmark time. Like I said, we are expecting to see a 58 or a 58.7. So we know, yeah, you're definitely going to see a 58 as Juvalainen goes for 58.4, and then Malmsey is a 59.4. And then we can see Brandon popping in there as well, 0.25 back. I fully expect those times to trickle down. Like I said, they'll probably be running a bit of extra fuel in here. And normally I find you've got to get the shine off the tyres of one lap. So normally your second lap is always faster than your first. But Juvalainen is out there, currently leading the championship, currently in the pole position time. You can see him just chasing down Attended Genie in this qualifying lap. He might catch him before the end of the lap, or he might back off. We'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, we have Brandon Williams, 0.25 back. Attended Genie popping in. Obviously, his time with 0.3 back. And then Marshall Moss, he's half a second back. Ronin Sports is 0.6 back. So 5 drivers all within 0.6, whichever at the front. But I think those times will start to go further down. Right, so let's see who else is coming across the line, and we'll have a look at some different cars. Incon Belay is coming to set his flying. I like his livery. It always looks like a bit of a duck. Or a platypus. He's 2.5 seconds back because he sets his first time. Ninja coming across the line now. He's in the top 10 of the championship, looking to have a good race today. And as Ninja crosses the line, he doesn't set a time. He must have defaulted somewhere out there. A lot of the drivers out there at the minute aren't actually setting flying laps. Sometimes they are. It's a bit of a glitch in this game at the minute, but let's have a look. So it's currently saying this guy isn't on a flying lap, but as he crosses the line, no, he wasn't. The 667 car of OK Sue, he's a quick driver on his day. Is he setting a flying lap this time around? No, yeah, so these drivers are on defaulted laps. So the first driver out there that is setting a time is the 444 car of Malmsey, MSA Motorsport. I think he is teammates with, I believe it's Attended Genie. I think Attended Genie races with MSA. Estonia is saying it's bedtime. See ya. Yeah, no worries, Estonia. Catch you next time. Malmsey come across the line now, 1 second back, and as he crosses the line, he does improve to go P2, 0.2 seconds back. So that's a good flying lap by him. Juvelin doesn't improve that time around, and neither does, I say Marshall Moss does. He sets a 58.4, so the times are starting to get a little bit closer out there. The 666 car of Uncleaner Cross. That's a long name. He's P6 now, 0.4 back, so this is looking pretty dicey out there. Obviously, there is a BOP today as well, so a lot of the drivers will have different weight penalties. I will show you that as they all, as we get to the end of qualifying. Tosaurus is P10, currently 2 seconds off the pace. The 721 car of Visors is coming across the line now. He was 5.8, now down to 4.5. We have the 23 car as well, setting another flying lap. That is Pepski. Pepski currently in P15 in the grey and black Porsche. NSR Styles goes up to P13, 2.1 seconds back. And then we have Clint Trends, one of my page's subscribers, so shout out to Clint Trends. He improves by half a second, going up to P16. I think he's somewhere down the championship a little bit. So I think, yeah, just by virtue of being in the race today, he is going to have a good climb at the championship here. Let's sit with OK Sue again as he comes around and sets his next flying lap, although we have sat with him before. So let's have a look at AJ Cardozo instead. Hope Blue in the chat saying hello, first time chatter. Welcome, Hope Blue. Shame we're not seeing you out there today. We know you're a fast driver, but hopefully we'll see you at a championship race in the future. AJ Cardozo is going to default that lap coming around the last corner there as well, so that's unfortunate for him. He'll have to go around and set another time. He is currently 4.2 seconds off the pace. The 163 car is next across the line. That's Attended Genie. He is 0.3 back currently. Can he find more time? Can he get himself onto that front row? And as he crosses the line, he does improve. He's the first driver I've seen in practice and today set a 157. That is a mighty, mighty lap by him, showing his pace. And Brandon Williams does close the gap, but not enough. So Attended Genie showing his hand early with a 157.9. And he's going to be really, really happy with that one. Uncleaner Cross is coming across the line now. He improves up to P3. He's maintaining a gap of about half a second off the leaders. Edo Leo, one of the top 10 in the championship, currently P12, 2 seconds back. The number 9 car, he is coming across the line. That is CT08. He hasn't set a time yet, and as his first time comes in, he goes up to P18, so he's going to be happy with his initial qualifying lap, gets him off the back of the grid. NSR come across the line again. He improves 1 position up to P16. And then we have the 23 car next of Pepski again. He is coming across. I've seen him before. Let's have a look at the 920 car instead. That is Freebird. Freebird, one of the top 10 drivers in the championship. He's going to need to set a good time here. He crosses the line. He goes up to P21, 3.2 seconds off the pace. A lot of pace to find for him. He's going to probably go in, change his tyres and come back out again. Kadazis currently 2.5 seconds back in P18. He's come around the last couple of corners now. Let's see what he can do. Hope Blue saying thank you. I will try to attend on the next one. Yeah, hopefully. Obviously, I won't be streaming the next one. That will be Sprightly again. I'm just covering him for one race. But either way, I'll be cheering you on. Attended Genie saying good day. Hey, Attended Genie, how are you doing? Remember, guys, I know this is a championship race broadcast, but do feel free to say hello and have a chat. I'm more than happy to chat to anybody. It makes the stream a bit more interesting than just listening to me talk all day. Pavaz, yeah, he's defaulted his lap, so where is another driver on a fly at the minute? The number 3 car of AJ Cardozo, is he going to improve his time this time round? He does improve by half a second, but not enough. So enough to get him up 1 position, sorry, but not enough to get him anywhere near the front. The 92 car is next. Who is that? That is Ronin Sports. One of 7 drivers within a second of the amazing 157.9 time of Attended Genie. Ronin Sports here. We'll see if he can get that gap closed a little bit more. And as he crosses the line, he does improve by a 0.1 of a second, but not enough to move himself up the order. We also have the number 7 car here of Best Neb. And as Best Neb crosses the line, he goes... No, he doesn't improve at all. He stays where he is. So he's still down in P27. We have a 31 driver field out there today. The number 2 car is also, does it just look like maybe someone else is joining late. Right, who else is out there? The number 99 car, where are you? That is Alex MG8211. That is a nice looking chrome livery there. P11 currently. Can he break into the top 10? He goes wide on the last corner. He might have just defaulted his lap there. All of his cars went across the white line. I don't know if that's a cut-off point. We'll find out as he crosses the line. Yep, he doesn't improve, so he must have defaulted there. Next in line. So Attender Genie is out setting some time. So is Brandon Williams as he crosses the line. He doesn't. He must be on a flying lap now. Marshall Moss is currently P4, and Juvalainen is out there as well. So Juvalainen is just about to cross the line. Is he on a flying lap here? Yeah, so he crosses the line. He improves by 0.2 of a second up to P3, but not enough to put him onto the front row. So we've got a really spicy front of this grid here, guys, with a lot of drivers very, very close together. Just want to mention, yeah, this obviously No Chocolate is currently P9, but he isn't on a flying lap here. But just want to give some coverage to other people as well. Looks like Ninja's just setting himself up for another lap as well. Like I said, Ninja is in the top 10 in this championship. Also, we have the number 11 guy. We haven't given him. That's Mars Wall. He hasn't actually set a time yet, but he's also not on a flyer. So as he crosses the line, he will have to go again. He's probably just defaulted his lap again there. So there's still 3 drivers. Gary the Goat hasn't set a time yet. Dazed Chuck, who's a top 10 driver at the minute as well. And then Mars Wall. They had none of those are set times. A lot can happen though, but look at this, guys. We have 4 drivers separated by 0.3 of a second. We have 7 drivers separated by 0.7 of a second. This is going to go all the way down to the finish here. We have the number 7 car. That was, yeah, Best Neb. He's still back a bit. Who's on a flying lap? 444 car of Malmsey. Let's see if he can improve. Hope Blue saying good lap, Attender Genie. Yeah, I mean, a 157 is a good lap. I think we will see a couple of other drivers sneak in there. But it is looking pretty spicy at the front. What sort of times can you set around here, Hope? Oh, as he just has a little tank slapper there, and Hope Blue comes. I think Mams is just maybe practicing his pit stops there. Who else do we have there? Is that the 71? Because that Juvalainen coming around again. Juvalainen coming around the last corner now. Let's see if he can improve. He is 0.275 back. He has got a bit of a slipstream from the driver in front. I don't know if he's going any quicker though. He gets out of the way, and as Juvalainen crosses the line, he does improve again, but not enough to break Attender Genie. So Attender Genie is still the only driver in the 57s, and yeah, he's got drivers. He's got 2 drivers within 0.2 or 0.1 of a second, I suppose, as well. So it's very, very close at the front. The number 23 car, who was that? That was Pepsi. He was just coming across the line there as well. The 128 car as well. That is No Chocolate. Still in P11. Can't break into the top 10 currently. Seems to be the same drivers on flying laps at the minute. No one else seems to be getting anywhere closer. Tender Genie coming around the last complex. Where's Juvalainen? He's coming into Stowe. And Brandon's just pulled over to the side. So I think Brandon's qualifying is over. So that means Juvalainen and Attender Genie are the 2 front runners for pole position here. And it looks like also we have Cleaner Cross on a flying lap. So don't rule him out just yet. But we're 5th and 6th on the in the pits as well. It looks like this is up to Attender Genie and Juvalainen for pole position. I don't know if Attender Genie is going any faster today, but with 35 seconds left, he may get himself 1 more lap. I think he's just slowing down, giving himself a bit of space. Now he's going for it. So this is it. This is going to be Attender Genie's last lap with 20 seconds to go. Juvalainen, however, this will be his last lap. So Attender Genie is giving himself 1 more shot of this. I'm sure he's listening, so I will tell him if Juvalainen does get pole. But with Brandon Williams in the pits, Marshall, Moss, Malmsey and Uncleaner also on his last flying lap, it looks like Juvalainen's aborted as well. So Attender Genie is safe as long as Uncleaner Cross doesn't beat the time as he comes across now. He's got a couple of corners to go. But at the minute, Attender Genie, the only driver into the 157s. Yeah, 2nd, 3rd, 5th and 6th all in the pits at the minute. Ronin Sports is out there as well. So no, I think he's just gone. No, he's still out there. But yeah, Attender Genie. Oh, he's in the pits as well. So Attender Genie's given up. So it looks like the only person now then that has a chance to break Attender Genie's pole position is unclean across, and he pulls into the pits. So that is going to be your front 6, unless Ronan Sports can break anyone's hearts here today. He is coming around now. We have Ninja also in P8. He's coming around 1.1 seconds off the pace. Can he get into within a second of the leaders? Come around the last corner now. Ninja crosses the line. He improves. There you go. So yeah, he is up there with the leader's pace. He's going to be happy with that last lap. Not enough to get himself off of 8th place, but he has closed the gap to the drivers ahead. Now the one person we're keeping an eye on now is Ronan Sports. Ronan Sports, P7, currently 0.6 back. Can he get himself onto the 3rd row, onto the 2nd row, or even onto the front row? He's got a few corners to go. He's coming down the Wellington straight now. OK Sue saying Silverstone is my enemy, can never get it right. But you're out there, OK Sue. I think you're... Oh yeah, you're down in P28. You've got a lot to do, OK Sue, in the race, but good luck to you. Ronan Sports here. 1 corner to go. I don't know what kind of pace he's on, but let's see what he can do. He's not given up on this lap. He stayed inbound, so he is on a flying lap. Obviously, he hasn't aborted it. He hugs that line. What can he do? And as he crosses the line, he doesn't improve. So Attender Genie gets pole. Congratulations. That was a bit of an epic qualifying. Look at that, guys. So many drivers so close to the front. 3 drivers at the front, separated by 0.1 of a second. Attender Genie is sort of buzzing here. He's saying yes in the chat. He's got himself pole position. Tesora saying checking in from the grid. Thanks for the stream. No worries. Klopt is saying just in time. Yeah, you're just in time. Qualifying has just finished. If you can see from the times, Klopt, it's a hell of a qualifying session with 3 drivers separated by 0.1 or 8 drivers separated by less than a second, 0.875 of a second. This is going to be one heck of a race. Now remember guys, this is a 45-minute race. There is a 15-minute pit window through the middle, so it'll be 15 minutes of racing, a 15-minute pit window, and then a 15-minute race at the end. Every single driver has to have a stationary stop time of 25 seconds. If you choose to change your tyres, that will be up to 30 seconds. That's just the standard tyre changing time. So be prepared to see a lot of different strategies. People low, fueling low, and then and then pitting early, and then some people will fuel a bit heavier and pit a bit later, and obviously I think some people will opt to change their tyres and have a faster bit of race pace. And then Klopp, you can still join. I think there is there's only 32 cars in it. Go on, have a go. Go on, Klopp, I beg, jump in there. Go on, you might as well get stuck in. See if you can get into the top 20. That's your target. You've got 1.5 minutes to hop in. You'll be P33. Let's see if you can break into the top 20. Minor Shark saying that's my new personal best. Let's go. Yep, good qualifying lap by you. Where's Thesaurus? Hello, Thesaurus. Yeah, so Thesaurus is up there in P13 as well. Now, let me just run you through the championship as well. So Juvalainen is in first in the championship. German Wonder is in second. He's not here today. Days Chuck is in third. Nutpod San fourth. Marshall Moss is in fifth. Al Bambino is not here today as well. He's in 6th. Ninja's in 7th in the championship. Freebird 8th. Tesaurus is in 9th. And then Edo Leo is in the top 10. So only 2 of the top 10 drivers aren't racing today. So a lot of points up for grabs for people here today. So and as promised, it is a night race. So we have a 45-minute race in the dark around Silverstone. I'm really looking forward to this one. It should be a really, really fun one. Attender Genie, the only driver to get into the 157s in qualifying, finds himself on pole position. As we start to see the track illuminate with all the drivers turning their lights on. This is epic. What a shot. This is really, really good. This is why I commentate, guys, for these kind of epic races with so many drivers all so close together. I do it because, like some people say, do you do it for the money or do you do it for whatever? I don't get paid for this, guys, but I do it because I really enjoy just watching these epic battles, because I'm not quick enough to race with these big boys at the front, but sometimes it's just nice to watch these guys in action, and to have Attender Genie, Juvalainen and Brandon all at the front, 3 epic XCL drivers at the front of this GTMR championship. And then we also have the boss of GTMR in 5th place. It's just going to be a good little battle, clean across. I haven't seen him race before, but he's up there P4. So this is going to be really good, guys. I don't know if Klopsy decided to jump in last minute. Did he? No, he didn't. I think he opted out of it. That's a shame. Yeah, Mind the Shark saying good luck, everyone. This is going to be a fun one. So let me walk you through the grid, guys. We have just the outlap now. So we have Attender Genie on pole. Juvalainen, championship leader, is currently in P2. Brandon Williams is in P3 with Unclean Cross, sorry, in P4. Marshall Moss is P5 with Malmsey in P6. And then Ronin Sports is P7 alongside Ninja in P8. Those top 8 drivers separated by 0.8 of a second in qualifying. So any one of those drivers is in chance to potentially win today. Alex MG and Base Monkey round out the top 10 with Edo Leo and No Chocolate in P11 and P12. Tosaurus and Catazis are in 13th and 14th. With HTR Creation and Pepsi in 15th and 16th. Days Chuck and NSR Styles is currently in 17th and 18th with Gary the Goat and Pevez. Oh, he crashed into the barrier there. I don't know what's happened to Pevez, but he's obviously warmed up his tyres and he's completely binned that car into the wall, so he's got some front end damage before he's even started qualifying. That's not going to be good for him. Incon Belay and then Clint Trends are the next two in line. Obviously, that will be slightly out of order now. Then we have Freebird and AJ Cordoza. And then we have CT08 and, yeah, obviously, Ipefez will catch up now. And then we have, it looks like he's crashed as well. What are all these drivers crashing on the outlap for? This is crazy. Amateur driving. I don't know. Gitfullis. He's in 26th, Best Neb in 27th. OK Sue, who said Silverstone is his arch nemesis. He is in P28. Jay Francis in 29th. Nutpod Sand 30th. Marswall 31st. And then Visors in the pit lane in 32nd. So I presume we didn't get out in time. But at the front is Attender Genie, like we said. We have got a good race ahead of us here. Good luck to everyone. I don't know if Attender Genie is doing his own stream as well. Sometimes Attender Genie streams the races himself. Attender Genie, if you are listening, feel free to flash your lights. I don't know if he is or not. Oh yeah, he is leading. Somehow he can actually, there you go, he's flashing his lights, there you go. So sometimes he streams, sometimes he doesn't. I'll try and give you some race feedback, guy. I always say to guys, if you are racing and you are listening, just always put it in the chat that you are, because obviously I can give you some kind of, see Ninja flashing his lights as well. We know Ninja's listening. So obviously I can give you guys kind of race information if you are listening and streaming. And it's Danny Boy saying racing's different in the dark. It sure is. Just a couple of corners to go now, guys, before the start of this race. This is going to be epic. So 45 minutes of GTMR Open Series action coming ahead of you. This is round 5 in Silverstone of a 10-round championship. So after this race, we'll be at the halfway point. Attender Genie leading out the field. Good pole position time by him. So many drivers with potential to get on the podium here. Let's hope we have a nice clean first lap. Remember, your pit stop doesn't count unless you pit after the pit window opens. We're coming up to the line now.
Green light. Give it all you can.
And it's green lights. Go, go, go. One driver will drive through penalty for being out of position at the start. Attender Genie will hold that inside line, but Juvalainen is going to try and battle right around the outside early doors. He goes off the track. But I think he's going to now tuck back in behind Attender Genie. Brandon Williams is also going to look around the outside. All these drivers need to tuck in and not get into chair. Brandon just squeezes past Juvalainen there, so Juvalainen took a wide line. Unclean Across has got through as well. There's no yellow flags out there screaming at the minute, so looks like it is as you were for the field. Yeah, there's a couple of, it looks like Ninja's maybe got himself caught up into a little bit of a spin at the back there. There's a few drivers all around, so bad news for Ninja as he was in a good position. He's now fallen himself down the order. So it looks like it's going to be, a few of the middle class, sort of the mid drivers have got mixed up. You can see how fast that kind of field is spread there, with drivers still coming around Stowe. but it is Attender Genie that has got away cleanly with Brandon Williams in second. Drew Verlainen is in third here, and then Unclean Across has stayed behind them in P4. So the front four are, well, Drew Verlainen and Brandon Williams are swapped, but all four drivers have got through unscathed. Marshall Moss is holding on in fifth, Malmsey in sixth, and Ronan Sports in seventh. So it looks like the first casualty of the leading cars there, unfortunately, is Ninja, who finds himself right down the order. I don't know what kind of damage he's got, or whether he just took a wide line or spun out there, I'm not sure. Alex finds himself in P8 with Base Monkey in 9th, and Tosaurus moves himself up from 13th up to 10th here at the front. But Attender Genie is breaking away at the front here. He's got almost a second on Brandon, so I don't know. Obviously, that could be the weight difference here, but Brandon taking a much tighter line going around into Luffield there. But yeah, it looks like Attender Genie will take that first lap lead, and as we go into the 43 minutes to go, so the pit window should open in about 30 minutes. Yeah, Brandon P2, Juveline in P3, Unclean Across in P4. So let's have a look and see what's happening down the back. There's a few yellow flags at the back as well. So Jay Francis did get a drive-through penalty. Let's have a look at Ninja's car. Does he have damage? No, he doesn't. There are a few drivers opting to go in the pits. I don't know if they know about the pit window. But there is the 63, oh no, so he's just serving his drive-through penalty. That's fair enough then, okay. And then also the 721 car advisors, he's at the back, not because of a crash, but because he opted to start from the pit lane. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly who got caught up in that battle of start. Looks like OK Sue had a good start here. He's in P23. There's a bit of a battle going on ahead of him here. But, yeah, Ninja, yeah, he's looking like he can make his way back up the field. He does have the pace, and he knows that. He's got Mars Wall ahead of him here, trying to make his way through. Actually, that is the Mercedes of AJ Cordoza. Look at that. So that the 17. Just trying to make heads and tails of this. It looks like the McLaren of Best Neb. He's got front end damage as well. He's got like a big. Looks like his front bumper's hanging off, so he might be slowing down the pack behind him. But back up at the front, guys, just to keep you up to date with what's going on. So, yeah, it's settled into a nice rhythm now. So, Attender Genie's in first, Brandon Williams second, Juveline in third, Unclean Across fourth, Marshall Moss is in fifth, Malmsey sixth, Ronan Sports seventh, Alex MG8 in eighth, Base Monkey ninth, and Tosaurus is in 10th. So, yeah, just as everyone starts to settle into a rhythm, then it goes all the way back to what is, Ipavez in 16th. Gary the Goat, is the back of the initial train. So that is the top 15 guys are all still in a big long train, and then obviously Ipavez has dropped off the back a little bit here on himself in 16th, and then after that we have Freebird in 17th, and then there's a big train of cars behind him. So that is like the field is starting to split into two different categories here. As you can see up here, as it looks like Days Chuck is trying to make moves here on the sort of middle pack of the cars here. He's got HTR. Now, who is that? That's the Ford driver of NSR Styles ahead of him. I don't know if that was a pass NSR Styles getting past Days Chuck. So he's actually moved up from 13th to 12th. I don't know if he is catching up with the front guys here, but yeah, this is a battle for 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th here. And then ahead of that is the 720 car of Creation. He is trying to catch up with Tosaurus. But interestingly, on the second lap of this race, it is Ronin Sports. Oh, as we can see, Alex get completely wide there. That's going to allow Base Monkey to get right up behind. It's a great little shot there of Alex going sliding into that corner. So Base Monkey is right up behind the BMW now. Is he going to use that slipstream advantage and get himself going down into Stowe? Is he going to try and make a move and an overtake here? Base Monkey trying to look down the inside. No. So looks like Alex does have the pace there. But yeah, what I was saying there is what's interesting is in that second lap, the first flying lap if you are, Ronin Sports is currently the fastest driver out there setting the fastest lap. So watch out for him. He has got some good pace. This front pack isn't really breaking up. So you can see Tender Genie is holding that line, but Brandon Williams isn't dropping off the back of him. Juveline isn't dropping off the back of him, and then Unclean Across is staying behind him as well. So those drivers there are separated by less than 2 seconds. Marshall Moss is just hanging on, but he's about a second back. And then, yeah, Malmsey behind him, and then Ronin Sports. So any one of those top 7 drivers is what we suspected here. Any one of those top 7 drivers can get themselves on to the podium here. So don't rule out any of these drivers. This might come down to pit stops. And then it is Alex that is the front runner of the rest of them. Obviously, he was up there, but he just had that tank slapper we saw where he slid around that back corner. But he is now 3.4 seconds back. So he's starting to fall slightly off the back of those guys. And then Base Monkey behind him, 1.3 seconds. He has Tosaurus. Now, who is that? Is that a back marker McLaren? Yeah, it looks like a back marker potentially, sorry, there, yeah. So, I'm not sure what McLaren that is. But, yeah, Base Monkey here chasing down... It's a Ferrari as well, so this must be... Oh, no, Tosaurus has got past, sorry. There must have been an accident there, because Tosaurus has got past Base Monkey, so he's now up into P9, so I just must have missed that somewhere. And then that is HTR Creation, sorry, yeah, he was in P11. So behind that is NSR Styles, so he has actually dropped Days Chuck now by 2.2 seconds, and he is now closing the gap to the drivers ahead. So that is a battle for what would be, what, P... 8, P9, P10, P11, P12. There's obviously a big battle for like 5 positions there. So any one of those drivers can, yeah, if NSR Styles has got the pace, he might even find himself maybe pushing up to the front guys. But as you can see, Ronin Sports just starting to fall off the back of those drivers ahead. But Alex is maintaining a gap 3.3 seconds back. So it looks like it is those front 7 drivers that are the ones in the hunt. Juvalainen currently just tucking in behind Brandon Williams. I think he's just trying to play it safe, keep it cool. These drivers at the front know what they're doing. They're the top drivers at XCL, so they'll just probably not do anything stupid, because it's a long old race. It's a 45-minute race, and anything can happen. So you can see all these drivers keeping it nice and clean, all working together. Because what you don't want to do is start squabbling with each other, and then potentially find yourself, you know, like falling down the order, allowing the cars behind you to catch up. Alex, like I said, he is maintaining that gap at 3.3 seconds. We'll see the next time he goes over the timing screen if he does close that up a little bit. But further back then, so we have Dazed Chuck has lost the position now to Pepski. So Pepski, looks like maybe Dazed Chuck has had a little accident, because he's now down to P15. But Pepski moves himself up to P14, and Gary to go is as well is in P13. We'll keep an eye on NSR Styles for a second, because he is right up behind HTR Creation. He is the man on the move in this initial gap here. As we can see also, so Tosaurus on, so it looks like Base Monkey has got back past, but NSR Styles did drop the drivers behind him, and he's now caught up with this battle ahead. So if he is a faster driver, he's going to want to dispatch these drivers as quickly as possible. So NSR Styles here, can he make a move going into the next lap? We'll just stay with this battle for a second. But not to rule out as well that HCR Creations is right up behind Tosaurus. This is a good battle for 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th here. Any one of these drivers, I'm just looking to see, it could be any one of these drivers. But again, they're just settling into a nice rhythm, because sometimes, like I said, you don't want to be battling with each other, because you just lose time. But back up at the front, it looks like, yeah, they're just trying to settle. Yeah, they're all starting to break up slightly. As we can see, HCR Creations taking a wide line there. Is that going to allow NSR to get behind him as they come down? So NSR is right up behind the McLaren now. He is right up in the slipstream. He goes down the inside. Is he going to make a pass into Stowe? As he dives down into the corner, he gets around the inside, and the move completed. Nice, easy pass. Great driving by NSR. He's showing some good pace in the race here. Moves himself up to P11. Now he's going to try and close that gap. 2 Tosaurus ahead of him, and maybe even chase Base Monkey ahead. The field is starting to break away a little bit here, so the leader of the rest of the field, the best of the rest, should we say, is iPaves. He is 9.5 seconds back. He has Freebird just behind him. Freebird, currently one of the top 10 drivers in the championships. This is not a good day at the office for him, currently in P17. He is half a second back at the minute. It looks like, have we lost? It looks like maybe Ninja has quit. So Ninja was one of the top 10 drivers. Looks like he's out of this race, which is unfortunate. But also it looks like, so here, yeah, No Chocolate is right up behind AJ Cardozo. Oh, as he hits him! As he just driven right up into the back of him, and he's going to get in the way of this battle here. All these drivers right just passing through. Looks like No Chocolate has allowed AJ Cardozo to continue. I don't know if he just broke a lot later there, but I just caught out at the right time, and No Chocolate right up into the back of him. Yeah, looks like AJ Cardozo. Oh no, some driver had spun around there. I'm not sure which driver that was. It was another Mercedes driver or a BMW driver. I'm not sure who that was in the background. Maybe it was OK Sue. But yeah, big crash there. No Chocolate hitting the rear end of AJ Cardozo. Looks like the pit window is going to open in about 3.5 minutes. Sorry, so 4.5 minutes. But yeah, that is unfortunate for those guys. They're falling right down the order, and all the rest of the drivers managed to avoid the collision. Nutpod San right up behind Marswell. Now this is a battle for 17th and 18th here. And we'll check in with the front runners at the minute as well. But sometimes with these epic battles, I lose sight of the rest of the field. So I want to try and give some other guys some screen time. If you are in the chat and you are wanting to watch someone specific, just let me know who you want to keep an eye on. Clint Trent's currently in P20 here. He is one of my stream subscribers. So I wish him all the best out there today. Looks like he's changed his livery. He normally races with a white livery. Out there with a new livery today. Looking good. Clint Trent's about a second off the back of Best Neb. Now, Best Neb does have a bit of front end damage, so I think Clint Trent's will be able to close that gap on Best Neb ahead of him, because he is suffering with a damaged car. Gary the Goat now right up behind Dazed Chuck here. Dazed Chuck also right up behind Pepski. So this is a bit of battle for 12th, 13th and 14th. Just worth mentioning as well, Juvalainen has now got the fastest lap of the race. So he is now starting to make moves at the front. Let me just walk you through the front, guys, again, because as we're about to go into the pit stop window. Like I said, some drivers will pit straight away. Some drivers will run all the way to the end. As we can see some yellow flags at the back, number 3 and number 43. Number 3, Carvedo Cardoza, maybe. Oh, as we can see the McLaren in the background as well. He goes flying aground. He takes a car out behind him. I don't know which. Was that Visors? Yeah, he is taking out a car as well. That Porsche has been a casualty there. Jay Francis. Unfortunate casualty to that. But just in the background, we can see Visors going absolutely wobbling all over the place. Crashes into Jay Francis. Well, not intentionally, but yeah, Jay Francis just an unfortunate collision there. And he finds himself, with a big bit of damage. But luckily for him, in 2.5 minutes, it will be the pit window opening. But Tendagini does take the fastest lap back off of Juvalainen. He is currently in P1 with Brandon Williams behind him, 1.1 seconds back. Juvalainen is in P3 here, and then Uncleaner Cross is in P4. So look at these drivers all so close together, and then Marshall Moss is then behind him in P5. And then Malmsey in P6, just dropping off the back slightly, and then Ronin Sports just behind him. Alex has fallen massively off the back. So look at this. That's his first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all in view of each other here. So this is a good little battle. Any one of these drivers, if they have a good pit stop or have a good strategy here, can find themselves. Remember, sorry, I'll just say this now before I lose train of thought. If you opt to pit and change your tyres, you will be in the pit stops for 5 additional seconds. So if you think about this, if Ronin Sports opted not to change his tyres and everyone else did, he would find himself creeping up into first place in the race, but obviously he would have worn out tyres. So I'm really intrigued to see in 1.5 minutes time what kind of strategies these drivers are going to play out. But Tendagini is currently in first, like I said, and there is not a lot of time. It's less than 5 seconds between him and P7. So any kind of mistake by any of these drivers can cost them a big amount of points today. See what else is going on there. So no chocolate back up. Oh yeah, so it looks like I Paves, who had to go in the pits early doors, he looks like he's given up here. He's just doing donuts. He has had a drive-through penalty and he's now in P29. We have had a few retirements from this race as well. So yeah, no chocolate was closing, Mars will closing the gap on 3-bird here. This is a battle for 15th and 16th. The pit window is going to open in 30 seconds. Klopp saying, what is he doing? I'm not sure. I don't know if he's still doing... Yeah, he's still doing donuts. I think he's just completely given up here. Or his tyres have completely overheated. I think he's just not having... I think he's lost the will to live, I think, out there. But with 15 seconds to go, where are the leaders? Okay, so the leaders are coming around now. So... before they cross the line, the pit window should open in 7 seconds, and this is when all the strategies are going to play in. Look at this, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Literally so close together. The pit window is open, so we have a 15-minute window now. Like I said, so it's a 25-second mandatory stop. So that means every single driver that pits, regardless of fuel or whatever, has to stop stationary for 25 seconds. If you change your tyres, it's a 30-second stop. First of all, let's see who opts to change their tyres. But what will be curious as well is this is a train of cars, but we don't know who's only fueled for 15 minutes and who's only fueled for half an hour. So some of these drivers here in this little queue of train of cars might actually have heavier fuel loads. So here we go. So as we're coming around now, which one of these drivers are going to opt to pit on lap 1? Who's going to stay out for longer? So as we come around, is Attendagini going to blink first? Some of these drivers might, but as Attendagini opts to stay out, Brandon Williams stays out, Juvalainen stays out, Uncleaner Cross stays out, Marshall Moss stays out, Malmsey stays out, and Ronin Sport stays out. So the front 7 drivers, none of them have opted to utilise that pit window on the first lap. So it looks like a lot of these drivers are all opting to go for a heavier fuel load and a longer stint. Yeah, none of the top 10 have actually opted to pit early. So I was expecting to see someone maybe throw a different strategy there. I don't know about you, Klopt, but yeah. So for the first lap alone, no one has. 12th place Days. Chuck hasn't. Is Pepsi going to be the first guy to blink? Nope. Creation stays out as well. So look at this. Every single driver following the leaders. No one opting to pit early doors here. Obviously, there are drivers at the back that are pitting, but they're not going to impact the out. So I thought Ninja had quit. My apologies. He's actually in P18 currently. Ninja opting to pit early here. So he will... Is he going to change his tyres though? Oh, I didn't know if he was going to crash into the back of the other Ferrari. But that was a good, fast entry by Ninja here. He might even jump that Ferrari ahead of him in the pit stops if he get a good stop here. But out the front, it is still Attendagini that leads the way. NSR Styles back up behind Tesaurus. Styles having a really good race here. He's up to P10, chasing down Tesaurus for P9. They've both already got past Base Monkey. He's 2.5 seconds back. So NSR Styles, one of my nominations for driver of the day. I don't know where he started in qualifying, but he is having a really good race. Attendagini saying Will was sending death threats the entire time. Is Attendagini out? Is Attendagini pitted here? So I'm just have I missed the... Oh, Attendagini, have you out of the race? Okay, Sue, why'd you have a 1-minute pit stop? Attendagini here, I think he's had a wheel problem. Well, Stand for Justice, he's actually now in the pit lane, sat stationary. I'm not sure what's gone on there. I think he's... Brandon blinks. There you go. So Brandon is in the pits. He is the front-running driver now that has pitted. Juvalainen is staying out there. So Brandon is the first driver to blink from the front runners. Attendagini's out. No, Genie. That's what Klopp's saying in the chat. But so unfortunate. He looks so good out there, so quick. Oh, gutted for you, Genie. That is so unfortunate. So Brandon, who is the race leader now, the net race leader, has blinked first. Is Juvalainen going to react to that this lap round, or is he going to try and stay out there for as long as possible? But Brandon is going to have to run for about 26 minutes. Another thing as well is wonder if he's going to stop for the full 30 seconds and change his tyres. We'll only know when they all come out of the pit lane at the end. But did Ninja jump Chocolate? He did. That's what I was curious about. So Ninja did jump Chocolate in the pit stops as well. So don't rule out Ninja as a little sneaky top 10 runner at the end of this race. Clint Trends is in the pits as well now. He's in P16 currently having a good race. And then Base Monkey as well has opted to pit. Brandon is back out on track. Juvalainen is coming down into the Wellington Straight. So we'll run with these front riders now because obviously we don't know where these drivers are all going to come out. But so obviously that's good news for people like NSR and Tesaurus because those drivers are just going to automatically get an extra place because of Attendagini's wheel problem. We need to start doing a charity whip around for Attendagini so he can have a better wheel. I was debating to pit at the start so I could restart the wheel, but no, thought it would survive a bit longer. See ya, Genie. You should have pitted. Especially if you knew there was a bit of a problem with it. But Juvalainen is out there. He's going in the pits now as well. So Juvalainen is in the pits. Kulina Cross is going to stay out. He is going to lead the race for the next lap. Marshall Moss also opts to stay out as well. So the question will be is where will Juvalainen come out in relation to in relation to Brandon Williams. Ronin Sport stays out as well. So this is where we're going to start to see those split strategies appear, like I said. And we don't know if Brandon changed his tyres. We don't know if Juvalainen is going to change his tyres. So this is where it's all going to start to mix itself up. At the front, though, Brandon Williams is currently in 14th place. There is still a lot of drivers ahead of him that haven't pitted. Base Monkey has got himself... Oh, no, he hasn't. Yeah, so he's racing against Tosaurus, and Tosaurus is in the pits now as well. So let's see where he comes out in relation to Base Monkey. Ninja is in P15, chasing down AJ Cardoza, but obviously he knows that AJ Cardoza hasn't pitted. So that should be another place gain for him, up into the top 15. Following that first lap collision, we do know he has the pace to be in the top 10. Let's see what he can do by the end of this race for a good 25-minute stint now on fresh rubber, potentially. Juvelainen is now coming out the pit lane. He has got a car ahead of him. It looks like, actually, is that Cleaner Cross that's got out ahead of... no, who's that other guy that was just in front of Juvelainen there? So Juvelainen has got a back marker ahead of him. Brandon Williams has maintained the lead. So I don't know if both these guys have changed their tyres, but that guy is slowing down Juvelainen slightly, and it is Brandon Williams that does take the initiative after the pit stops and will take the will still stay in the lead here. Like I said, we don't know if the other drivers who are going to pit, like I said, Cleaner Cross and Marshall Moss, what do they have in their locker? A stop and go 30 penny for Tosaurus. Oh, that is disaster for Tosaurus. He was in a battle for the top 10, and he is going to be trickling down the order now. That is a catastrophic stop, because it's that's basically another full mandatory pit stop. He is going to be tumbling out of the top 20. So Ninja is going to be happy with that one, because now Ninja will know that's another place he will guarantee himself. So yeah, he is now P16. He's got Freebird ahead of him coming out the pit lane. This is going to be close. Ninja coming around the first corner. Freebird coming out the pit lane, but I think Freebird will... they're side by side, are they? Going down into the next corner. No, Ninja just gets ahead of Freebird. So that's another place gain for Ninja. But Tosaurus ahead of him also has that stop and go 30 penalty. And he also has AJ Cardoza. And I think he was racing with, actually, sorry, you can see here, Marshall Moss and Ronin Sports and Alex, all the guys. So it's only Cleaner Cross that's opting to stay out for as long as possible. So where is Marshall Moss and Ronin Sports going to come out with this front battle? Juvelainen is 1.5 seconds back from Brandon. This is the battle for first and second currently, because we do know that Attended Genie has got that wheel problem as we really reach the halfway point of the race. Attended Genie is still stationary in the pits. I don't know if he's going to continue racing or not. But disastrous outcome for Tosaurus with that stop and go 30 penalty. Marshall Moss, Ronin Sports, Alex, Days Chuck, Pepski all in the pits. As we can see that Brandon Williams is catching up with a couple of back markers ahead of him. I don't know if that's going to play into this battle at the front. Where is Marshall? So where is Marshall Moss coming out of the pit lane now? Ronin Sports as well. So those guys are comfortably behind Brandon Williams and Juvelainen. On the chat, Stanford Justice saying Juvie always does tyres, so if there's a big gap with Brandon, we will know. Yeah, it looks like Brandon has opted to change his tyres as well, which is quite wise for that Mercedes, because I know it does chew up its tyres quite a lot. Days, Chuck and Pepski both in the pits as well now currently. Ronin Sports finds himself, who was he chasing earlier? Oh no, he was battling with one of the top... Oh, he was battling with Malmsey. So I was just losing my train of thought there. Yeah, so Ronin Sports was battling with Malmsey, but Ronin Sports finds himself 4 seconds back. So either Ronin Sports opted to change for his tyres and Malmsey didn't, or basically Ronin had a poor pit stop here. He's found himself falling off the back of the front guys. Juvelainen has caught up half a second on Brandon. But the news at the minute is that Uncleaner Cross has opted to stay out for a little bit longer. He is on those... he's got caught by a lot of back markers here. This is not going to help him at all. He is really getting slowed down here. That's going to be good news for the guys ahead of him. So Brandon and Juvelainen are going to capitalise here, because this is really slowing him down. He's flashing his lights frantically. He's saying, just get out of the way. You're slowing me down. None of these drivers want to get out of his way. And it's really, really not good for him. He's lost many, many seconds there. And I think that's going to ruin his race or a potential chance of a podium, because I know he was in a big, big battle with Marshall Moss, and he might even find himself behind Malmsey here now. HTR Creation coming in the pits now as well. Ninja currently P13. He does have AJ Cardoza ahead of him that hasn't pitted yet, which will be a P12. And then obviously I just don't know where he's going to come out in relation to HDR Creation and Marswell, so we'll find out in a minute. But Ninja potentially going to get himself back up into the top 10. Freebird here, looks like he's lost the position to Pepski as well. Currently down in P16. Freebird is one of the top 10 drivers in the championship currently. We also have Katazis on Pod San here. Right, so where are these guys falling down the order? So we can see AJ Cardozo is now in the pit lane as well. He's going to be some way back. Stop and go 30 penalty for AJ Cardozo as well. So not only was that not a mandatory pit stop, I don't know if he had a drive-through penalty, but he's now got a stop and go 30 penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So AJ Cardozo is going to find himself tumbling down the order. And that's another position gain for a lot of drivers there. So you can see Tesaurus had to do a stop and go 30 penalty, and he is now in P20. But not only does AJ Cardozo have to still do a pit stop, he also has to do a stop and go 30 penalty. So he may even find himself being last in this race, which is going to be really, really unfortunate for him. Juvelainen is still holding about a second on Brandon ahead of him. He's still got 18 minutes left this race. There's still great opportunities here. But so unclean across, so he is going to have to probably pit this lap or next. As we can see now, NSR Styles, so go in the pit lane. He is currently in P2. He'll find himself maybe tucking himself in behind Alex here. But yeah, Juvelainen here, currently P5. I'm just going to grab a quick water, guys. We're back in 1 second. Thank you for bearing with me there, guys. So the only driver in the top 10 that hasn't yet pitted is now coming in the pits. So let's see how much time he would have lost on Brandon. You can see Brandon already coming down towards the Wellington straight here. Oh, I was looking at a first-time chatter, but it's just a bot alert, yeah. It's Stanley Boy, Stamp Justin Kennedy, all saying bot alert, yeah. But yeah, I was going to read that out, but it's absolutely no interest to me whatsoever. So Brandon coming down the Wellington straight now. Juvie actually is the closest he's been so far, only 0.2 behind. He's coming out of the slipstream. Is he going to be able to make a move here? No, he's not. But you can see that unclean across hasn't gone green yet, so he is still stationary. That's a long. He has gone green, but he's got a long way back down the pit lane, so he's still got a long, long way to go. But Brandon is coming around left field now onto the pit straight. I think he's going to easily get past unclean across here. Well, he is coming up to the 50 line now, and Brandon's coming. Actually, I don't know. I say this is unclean. Oh no, unclean across, who is going to come out probably in the lead of this race. So a great little stint by him. Actually, no, he is going to just be side by side. No, he would have. So look at that. Unclean across would have got out and been the net leader of this race. But unfortunately for him, he's got a stop and go 30 penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So what was an excellent stint, a long, long stint by him here, has been absolutely ruined by a stop and go 30 penalty. So that is him out of the picture and probably tumbling down out of the top 10. So we have been robbed of an epic finish this race, with Unclean Across coming out in the lead of this race and potentially being challenged by two absolute beasts of drivers in Brandon and Juvelainen. He is going to be absolutely fuming in that car because he is now going to have to do a stop and go 30 penalty, and he is going to tumble out of the top 10. Really, really unfortunate for him. So I don't know if he'll tumble out the top 10. He's going to be somewhere near 10th, 11th. But yeah, really, really unfortunate for him. So Brandon is still going to be the net leader of this race with 15 minutes to go. The pit window is now closing. The only driver that hasn't pitted is AJ Cardozo. So I presume he's going to be... Is he out of this race? No, he's gone, isn't he? Oh, AJ Cardozo. I can't click him. So I presume has he been disqualified or quit? Oh, he's gone. Yeah, I would say. So AJ Cardozo has now quit. So yeah, his race is over. But yeah, gutted for Unclean Across. He had a chance to win the race, and he is now going to yeah, tumble himself down the order. So Brandon is still in the lead. Juvalainen hustling back here. This is your battle for first and second. I presume Unclean Across will just go straight into the pits now and serve his penalty. Or is he going to stay out? No, he's going to stay out. And then we have Marshall Moss, who's going to be currently the net podium place position. And then Malmsey, who is currently in fifth, will obviously then be able to challenge for Marshall Moss for what will be that last podium spot. Ronin Sports is some way back. He is now, yeah, 9.2 seconds back. So he just, for some reason, since that pit stop, has completely lost the pace. So I'm wondering, actually, if Ronin Sports didn't opt to change his tyres, because he doesn't seem to be anywhere near the front guys now. Alex MG is currently in P7. NSI, who's having a really good race, up in P8th, with Marswall in P9, Days Chuck in P10, and we have Ninja chasing down Days Chuck for what would be a top 10 finish in this race, and I think he'll be buzzing with that outcome following that first lap collision. Yeah, Stanford Justice saying that is a brutal penalty, and it's Danny Boy saying unlucky. Tenagini saying he had one job. Yeah, it's, yeah, bad day at the office for Unclean Across, but I think he'll be happy with his pace. But look at this at the front here, guys. This is actually really, really close now. So Unclean Across, he doesn't have to get out of the way, even though he's got a penalty. But these three drivers are so close together. Juvalainen really putting on the pressure on Brandon, but we do know Brandon is a defending master. So if you're going to get past Brandon on any track, then you have done a fantastic job, because to be fair, in most of the streams I've done, this is going to be a commentator curse on Brandon now, but I've never seen drivers get past him. If he's in the lead of a race and he knows he's got a chance to win it, you ain't getting past him. He can make that car an entire track width wide. He is such a good defensive driver. So yeah, Juvalainen's going to have his work cut out if he is going to get past here. Is Unclean Across going to get out of the way this lap and get into the pits? I think he's just going to try and stay out for as long as possible so he can maintain the least amount of damage to that stop and go penalty. So he is going to have to go in next lap. Right, down the order then, guys. Anything else going on? OK Sue is racing Base Monkey. Base Monkey has just fallen down. Oh, as I say that, OK Sue goes completely wide. I don't know if he got a bump in the back there. He's obviously getting blue flagged here by Ronin coming through. But yeah, I was saying Base Monkey hasn't had a great race today, and OK Sue now is trying to chase him down here. Two BMWs side by side here. But OK Sue, like I said, he doesn't like Silverstone, but he's out there, and it's just all minutes on the track. Incon Belay currently in P19, and we have Clint Trends in P18. There isn't a lot of battling going on down the back here. The biggest one is OK Sue on Base Monkey, but he has fallen down now because of that back marker there. Ninja now only a second behind Days Chuck in a battle for 10th and 11th. And Juvalainen, as I said, yeah, nobody's getting past Brandon, is trying to prove me wrong here. He is 0.2 of a second behind Brandon. Unclean Across will have to go in the pit this lap. I don't know if Brandon is getting slowed down by Unclean Across or whether Unclean Across is giving him a tow. But Juvalainen is going to try and pounce if there is an opportunity to do so. And like we said, Marshall Moss will take the net third place in this race. I did say that, like I said, but Malmsey will try pressure him behind. Malmsey, if he can put pressure on Marshall Moss here, will take that third place position. He smells blood now. Marshall Moss just went really, really wide as we jump onto him. And so the Porsche is right up behind that McLaren now. And this is now the battle for the net third place in this race. So this is the last step on the podium. Malmsey is going to try his best to maybe take a dive down in the Wellington Straights. We're coming down into the Luffield complex. He's down the inside. He brakes late. He gets down the inside of him. Is Marshall Moss going to try the cutback? He goes on the outside, but the Porsche will have the inside line for the next corner. So Malmsey has got that move done, and that will move up into, like I said, third place in this race. I think Unclean Across will have to pit as he goes in the pits now. So Brandon will go first, Juvalainen second, and Malmsey now will be up into third place in this race. And Marshall Moss will have to chase him down if he wants that podium spot. Good battling here. But like I said, Ronin is some way back now. He is out of the battle for the top positions. But yeah, Unclean Across. The question is how many positions is he going to lose? Alex has come around the last corner now, so we still have Unclean across. NSR Styles is 12 seconds back. Is he going to fall back to maybe even less than 8th place in this race? NSR Styles is coming around. Yeah, so Unclean across still isn't moving. And it looks like maybe he's going to get out inside or in front of Days Chuck. Yeah, there you go. So Unclean across is going to come out in P8. NSR will move himself up into P7, and he is, so he's in a bit of a race of his own at the minute here. But yeah, really unfortunate. Hopefully Unclean across hasn't got a stop and go 30 penalty again, because that would have been really, really unfortunate. So he's still going to get some good points, and he did show that he had the right kind of pace. But Juvalainen here, right up behind Brandon still, right up in his gearbox. Stanford Justice saying always have to practice your pit stops. You do, but not only do you have to practice your pit stops, you have to practice your pit stops in regards to not having that pit board there. You have to find a different kind of marker and basically, yeah, just find another way to, find another kind of reference point so you don't have to rely on that white pit board. But we can see here that Brandon Williams is caught up behind Clint Trends. Clint Trends gets out of the way. He doesn't want to get involved in this front end battle. These two drivers are absolutely going for it. Juvalainen just cannot find a way through. Malmsey as well is going to have to defend for his life as he goes a bit wide there. Is that going to allow Marshall Moss to get up behind him? So we have two really close battles here. The battle for first and second, and the battle of third and fourth. And I'll say the fifth is 12 seconds back, and then sixth is 11 seconds back from him. So this is where the main bit of action on the racetrack is currently. OK Sue still half a second behind Base Monkey. But yeah, at the minute, yeah, this is it. So it's the battle for first and second, the battle for third and fourth. Looks like Ronan is a shoe-in for fifth, Alex is shoe-in for sixth, and then NSR is shoe-in for seventh. And then Uncleaner Cross is in 8th place. All those drivers are so far spread out. Ninja is going to be really, really happy with the fact that he is in P10, but he's only 1.3 seconds off the back of Dace Chuck. So Ninja has a good chance to get up into P9, which after that early crash will be a great recovery drive from him, only being one position off of where he started. No Chocolate, though, is catching up to Ninja as well. So this is now going to turn into a three-way battle between 9th, 10th and 11th. So there is still a good bit of battling going on there. Marswell here is battling with HTR Creation. This is a battle for 12th and 13th here. So it looks like Marswell he's got a bit wide there. I don't know if that's a... No, this is a battle for... Yeah, Marswell is trying to get that position off of HTR Creation. HTR Creation has been kind of lingering around the top 10 all race long, but Marswell is trying to push him down the order down into 13th place here. And we can see that Pepsky is in the background lurking as well. So if these two drivers have a coming together, Pepsky might find himself bumping himself up into P12. Good, clean battling here. He's right up behind him, going down on to the Hamilton straight. Looking right up in that gearbox. Is he got enough momentum to get a move done? He dives down on the inside. Is he going to try and brake late? He does. He holds that tight line, but HTR Creation isn't able to carry more speed. Is he going to try and go down the inside line? He is. Now he's going to try and really late break down into the apex here. He thinks better of it. So these guys are just really good, clean, professional racing here. Nothing going on. And he gets down the inside now. There we go. So Creation goes wide. Marswell takes the inside line. It looked like he was going to make that move done. Is Creation going to fight back? It doesn't look like it. So that is a good overtake there. Marswell moves himself up to P12. Good bit of racing. Back up at the front, Juvalainen is still chasing down Brandon. Like I said, Brandon is the defensive master. But Juvalainen looks like he has got a good run on him here. This could be it. Brandon just has such good straight line speed in that Mercedes, and he just knows where to put that car. And Juvalainen just cannot find a way through. But this is the closest he's been in a long, long time. Brandon really doing some defensive driving. Juvalainen isn't going to try to think stupid and dive down the inside. It's worth mentioning as well that Marshall Moss somewhere has had a bit of a sort of falling away, because he is now 3 seconds off the back of Malmsey here. So Malmsey is only 5 minutes away now from getting a lovely podium finish here. He'll be really, really happy with that. But Juvalainen, this is the main battle here. This is first and second. I'll just shout out, guys, as well. If you haven't followed the channel, please do. Then obviously you can check back in, hit the little alert button, and then obviously you can be alerted whenever I'm doing streams. I'm back online tomorrow night for the XCL Porsche Open Series. That should be a good little race as well. Some good battles going on here. No Chocolate right up behind Ninja. This is a battle for the last. So it looks like Ninja has got past Days Chuck here. Says Days Chuck had a crash. That might have been the guy I was seeing in the background here. So Ninja up to P9. No Chocolate has got. Yeah, he's fallen back a little bit, about a second back. And then where is Days Chuck? Yeah, Days Chuck was that driver in the background. He must have had a bit of a wobble coming around the first sector. And he is now down to P13, so Marswell not only got past Creation, but he's now gained a position because of Days Chuck here. So he's now up into P11, chasing down a top 10 finish here. Juvalainen slightly fallen off the back of Brandon Williams. This is the battle, like I said, the battle for P1, P2. Juvalainen is, yeah, he's going to have, I don't know if he's just sort of falling back a little bit, have one last little push. But Brandon has defended. Oh, is that a car in the background there? Is that Porsche Malmsey? Malmsey's crashed. Third place driver in this race. I just saw him in the background there. He has had a big crash somewhere. I don't know what's happened, but he now is gonna. Well, I don't know where he's gonna be in this race in 92. He's back. Yeah, Ronin Sports is just behind him. So Marshall Moss has now been gifted a P3 finish here. I don't know what happened to Malmsey, but he now down in P4. I don't know if he just kind of coming together with a back marker or something, but he looked like he was absolutely guaranteed a P3. He will now find himself into P4. Really unfortunate for him. He's got Ronin Sports for company now, just trying to chase him down here, but Marshall Moss can't believe his luck. He is now, not P3 with 5-second gap on Malmsey. But Ronin Sports is still 5 seconds back on Malmsey as well. But yeah, actually this is good actually. So No Chocolate is P10 here, but he's only 0.3 behind Ninja. So this is he's got some pace here, and it's looking pretty tasty for a little battle for the finish here. I've never seen No Chocolate race before, so this is my first time I've seen him. I don't know what kind of driver he is. I don't know what kind of overtaking ability he's got, but he is currently trying to chase down Ninja for a P9 finish. Every position matters because this is a championship race, so we are racing for points here. And No Chocolate is trying to gain a few more points on Ninja. Ninja will want to try and defend that position for his life because obviously he knows he is in the hunt for a good championship battle here as he looks to try and break the toe of No Chocolate ahead of him. Pepsi as well, trying to close down that gap on HTR Creation. He would be battling for what is 12th place. Thesaurus here, right on the back of Freebird. This is a battle for 16th and 17th. Thesaurus dives down the inside of Freebird, gets the move done. Nice and simple for him there. That moves him up into P16. We do know that Thesaurus, I think he had a stop and go 30 penalty. That's why he's down the order, because he did qualify in the top 10. He is a top 10 championship driver. Well, so is Freebird as well. So that's quite a crucial overtake in that race. Both of these drivers not having a great day at the office. We did start with 32 drivers. We are now down into P... So we are now down to 25 drivers. So 7 drivers have quit. Malmsey in the chat saying who? Oh no. Stanford Justice saying he's pretty new to XCR. Malmsey saying who? So we was talking about No Chocolate. Malmsey, I don't know what happened to Malmsey if you are in the chat. Yeah, Chocolate, yeah, I was going to say that. But we have 43 seconds after this race. Where is Brandon? So Brandon is going to have to do one more lap of defending here, guys. With 36 seconds to go, we're going to have one more lap of this. Now, Juvalainen has been in his rearview mirror all race long. And if he is going to get a move done, it will be on this last lap. So let me treat you to one lap of this race in the... let's go into his car. And we'll ride the last lap here with these two drivers. So we'll ride with Juvalainen, chasing down Brandon Williams here. This is a battle for... Look at this. He's so close here. He's got such a good run. We're inside the car with Julian. He takes the inside line. He's going to tuck back inside. He's just trying to do anything he can to destabilise Brandon. Brandon's so heavy on the brakes then. Julian is hustling left, hustling right. Can he? I think what it is that Mercedes has such good exit speed and such good straight line speed. But here we go here. So Julian is right up behind Brandon. He is on the outside line, but you can see he just doesn't have the speed to get past Brandon here. Just going to go on the outside the track again. No, so again, he's not got enough to get past him here. So back in again. We'll go back to the front of the... Just right, we're in the camera of the car. Look at him, he's trying everything he can here. This has literally been the gap of these two drivers for 45 minutes long. Scano saying, are you guys running bot? We are indeed. So I think Brandon is the heavier of the two cars. No, sorry, Brandon is 10 kilograms lighter than Juvelainen. If Juvelainen is going to get a move done, look how close he is to the back of that car. He's going to have to try and get a good exit out of these last two corners and then get the move done going into the last, the Luffield complex. But Juvelainen, I don't think he's going to have enough about him. So Brandon Williams has done everything he needed to do. Juvelainen isn't going to be close enough. I don't think he's going to try anything stupid. Brandon, like I said, is a defensive master when on any track. Honestly, he is the best driver to watch in regards to putting that car in the perfect positions. Juvelainen will just have to yield and give him that first place win. But fantastic driving from Brandon. Unfortunate for a tender Genie, but Brandon will take round 5 Silverstone, the GTMR Championship. Great win by him. Juvelainen, fantastic second place. Marshall Moss will take third place here. He'll be really, really happy with that one. What an epic battle at the front. He looked like he was going to miss out on that because of Malmsey, but Malmsey had that collision. So Malmsey now is going to find himself taking P4. He'll be happy with that. That's a good little race by him. Ronin Sports will take P5. Round up the top 5 here as well. The lead BMW driver. Alex behind him in the other BMW. He will take a P6 finish here. Good drive. Income Bilas. He finishes. He goes into P18. What an epic bit of battling. Yeah, Alex will take, here we go, P6. NSR Styles will take P7. He's my driver of the day. Unclean Across will take P8. What could have been here? Unclean Across could have been in an epic battle for the front 3 here, but unfortunately for him, he had a stop and go 30 penny for speeding in the pit lane. Ninja will take an epic P9 here, holding off the chocolate charge. He'll be buzzing with that, as you can see him flashing his lights here. Ninja takes P9, Chocolate P10. Mars Wall will take a P11. HTR Creation, he will take P12. Dazed Chuck P13. He's got Pepsi just behind him here. This is 13th and 14th crossing the line now. Catasis will take P15. And then we have Tesaurus, who did have another stop and go 30 penalty. He will take P16. And then we have just a couple more guys coming around to finish off their laps. Tesaurus here. Yeah, he will take P16. 3Bird will finish in 17th. So both these drivers were top 10 drivers. I think they'll probably still be in the top 10 of the championship, but they will fall off the leaders, I'm sure. And then we have Visors left to cross the line. He started in the pit lane, finishes P22, so he's made up 10 positions in the race. I think he'll be happy with that. Another good race, guys. Let's keep up with the chat. Skinner saying, how do you know my first name? Modified pit skill. Man, that was a crazy battle. Good race, says Danny Boy. Congratulations, Brandon. Martin Shark saying, wow, that was hard. Got spun by a rejoining base monkey. Yeah, but you had a good recovery drive there. You'll be happy with that P9 finish. Good battling by everyone. Really, really epic race. Congratulations to Brandon, Juvelainen and Marshall Moss on their podiums. Remember, I said I'm just covering for Sprightly this week. So if you haven't followed Sprightly for future races, feel free to drop in. Obviously, follow him as well. And obviously he'll be covering the next race, round 6. And I'll be back on tomorrow for I don't know if any of you guys are racing in the Porsche, the XL Open, the Porsche Cup Series. I'll be commentating on that one. But thank you guys for dropping in. It was an awesome bit of battling. Great drive by everybody. Okay, so saying I got mauled in the first couple of laps. Yeah, but you finished the race, guy. Okay, Sue, and obviously that does mean that you have got a bit more experience now around Silverstone. So sometimes you don't have to win these races. You just have to be somewhere near the back. Somewhere in the back. So you just need to somewhere in the back. You just need to keep continuing to pump in the laps. Doesn't matter if you're at the front or the back. Just keep pumping those laps, and you'll get faster and faster. The more laps you do, the better. Yeah, Brandon Williams saying thanks. It's Danny boy. Yeah, well done, Brandon. Great race by you. Another defensive masterclass. Love to see him. Juvelinen's going to be extremely frustrated that he couldn't get past you, but then that is the story of everyone that's behind you in these races. I've always said if you want to have a good chance of winning the race, do not let Brandon through on the first lap because you're going to be chasing him for the entirety of the rest of it. If you haven't followed already, guys, please do follow. Yeah, Brandon's saying sweating big time. But yeah, GG everyone, great race, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye for now.